Hey everyone, welcome back to Fate's Stay Night Remaster with JerganJaze. Shiro is currently running up a flight of stairs, hence the tippy-tap-tap of his footy steps. That was so weird. Um, but yeah, we're in the middle of a fight between, what's-her-face? Saber and Rider, and Shiro is currently running up this flight of stairs in order to track down Shinji. So let's go ahead and get into it. Saber can't win. There's something on this rooftop that shouldn't be faced. I tried to shake this feeling off and focus on climbing the stairs. Every door we know sounds like that. Actually, like heavy metal doors. Yeah. Why is there shrapnel up here? Is there a war zone happening? The wind is strong. Or is that supposed to be the wind? It looks like smoke coming up off of the top of the building. The moment I open the door, the city's nightscape fills my field of vision. Scorch marks pock the concrete. Pock? That's a pock? Excuse me? Hold on. It's been a moment since I've done this. Let's figure out a new word today. The last one that I learned actually stuck with me. Miffed. Like being like a certain kind of look that you give someone. A pock mark. What is a pock mark? A pitted scar or mark on the skin left by a pustule or pimple. A scar mark or pitted area disfiguring a surface. So that's more of what it is. Okay. That's a new word. I actually quite like that word. Kind of like miffed. I like miffed just because of how it sounds. You're miffed. It's like you're ticked off, but not at the same time. Alright. Scorch marks pock the concrete. And at its center, at the heart of the burn-scarred rooftop, Saber is on her knees, begging for more. No. Saber! Shiro, why are you here? Saber's shoulders heave with her labored breathing. The moment I rush to her, I notice something strange floating up above me. Or rather, the sheer, overwhelming amount of magical energy forces me to take notice. Is Ryder... Oh! I swear, if there's a... I hope there's a dragon above us, or a wyvern, or something along those lines, because it sounds like bat wings flapping. Or it's just Batman. I'd be cool with that too. Granted, I don't know what place Batman has in this story, but... What? I look up towards the sky. Flapping wings. I hear flapping wings. Something a paler and more blinding white than the light of the moon hovers over me. What's it gonna be? Oh, just a pegasus. I mean... Alright. I mean, it's cool that her mount is, like, something that flies instead of it just being a horse. But... a pegasus? Does that... I wonder if that has anything to do with her identity, because we really don't have any clues there. It is a legendary mystic I've only heard about in myth. But if it's a pegasus, then that would mean that she is some kind of Greco-Roman figure, I'm guessing. The moment she reaches the hooftop, Saber confronts her opponent's true form. Saber leans on her sword, exhausted, and looks up. The white light rushes toward her. Saber unleashes the wind that shrouds her sword. Oh, I breathed in wrong. No, it's all coming to an end. I'm gonna die. Oh. Saber unleashes the wind that shrouds her sword, using it to create an invisible barrier. She would also... He's gonna have an extremely hard time fighting something that is up above her, since she can crawl, or she can run up walls, but she can't fly. She goes flying backward. Her attempt to block the onrushing Pegasus fails to even slow it down. Good. The force of the impact knocks Saber back, slamming her brutally into the ground. There's no time to be lying down. Pegasus turns mid-air and resumes its glide without so much as pausing. She can't possibly brace herself. Her only option is to try to evade. Even if she manages that, the after effects of its passage will chip away at her defenses. I wonder if the Pegasus has something to do with the Noble Phantasm. If this keeps up, it will hit her eventually. Yay, pretty color. The white light streaks down toward her. Pegasus sails far overhead and knocks Saber backward before sweeping back into the skies. I feel like retreat might be the way to go about this. Saber can't possibly reach it. This feels like a job for, like, Archer. Granted, I've not yet seen Archer use a bow, but if Archer does in fact arch Ari, then I would imagine that this is a better fitting fight for him. Or be a better fight too for, well, granted we don't know who Caster is yet, but I imagine Caster casts spells, not hand delivers them. There are no walls she can kick off of, not up here. Even if she could, there's no way she could actually reach Pegasus. Just start throwing your sword up in the air. It'd be great. Despite her disadvantage, Saber waits for an opportunity to fight back. Pegasus it may be, but it's a living creature, so she should still be able to kill it if she can just get a chance. Her only opportunity for victory is if Rider makes a mistake at the reins. Yeah, I doubt the Rider class is really going to make a mistake when it comes to riding, though. This is a surprise. You are tougher than I expected. Rider's voice comes from high above. Saber grips her sword tightly as she looks up. But is there any point to any of this? You have no chance of winning. If you're to disappear, I suggest you at least do it gracefully. You don't have to pulsate the screen every time there's a wing flap, okay? Thank you. I'm not epileptic, but golly, Rider's voice is calm. Even so, I hear just the slightest bit of joy in it. I expected you to have a phantasmal species, but I didn't expect you to have this, Rider. A phantasmal species. Species? As the name suggests, it refers to creatures which exist with an illusion. Humanoids like fairies and giants, demonic creatures like Oni and dragons. If they are considered mystics, that alone makes them superior to magecraft. I really wanted there to be a dragon, like even if it was a small dragon. I love dragons. I know they probably get overused in fantasy, but man, honestly, I love dragons so much. They're so cool to me. It's the law of nature for mystic to be destroyed by other stronger mystics. I love drawing dragons. It's probably why I like dragons so much. And there's so much variety that you can have with the dragon design. Just big reptile. You can go anywhere with that. And with wings, maybe sometimes. In the same way, magecraft grows in power with knowledge. Phantasmal species accumulate power from their longevity. And if a human masters magecraft, the most they can accumulate is about 500 years worth of it. Ooh. Take a species that's lived since ancient times. There's just no contest between that and a mystic that's only 500 years old. But it's been a long, long time since humans and phantasmals existed in the same world. That's a cool little bit of world building. The longer the phantasmal has lived, the further it's distanced itself from this world. Does that make it less powerful? The only phantasmal species in the modern world are a scant few hundred years old, such as... You want to save? I want to know. Okay, guess it don't matter here. So Saber expected the phantasmal rider has as her mount to be only a few hundred years old, not 1,000 or however old this thing is. Are you saying it only has to be a few hundred? You must be truly wicked if you thought to bring something from the age of gods here, Rider. Yes, I am different from you all. That is, I was merely an enemy for you, and so now I control only the poor things you people cast out in the distant past. I see. I knew there was something twisted about you, so you are a demonic spirit rather than a heroic spirit. I apologize if you can't distinguish between my, Rider and Saber voice. I'm trying to make them fairly distinguishable, because both of them with being female voices, I tend to just do a softer voice. I'm trying to make Rider sound more sinister. I don't know if that's coming through, and I'm trying to make Saber more gentle. You demonic spirit rather than heroic spirit. Curse me all you want. It doesn't matter. You won't be able to lay so much as a finger on my darling here. The Pegasus rests its wings in the air. It's a giant arrow aimed at Saber's heart, ready to fire at a moment's notice. ... She glares at the creature and thinks. She thinks and she thinks. And she causes a stink. Pegasus itself is not a powerful phantasmal species. A typical Pegasus is just a phantasmal that can only match a demonic beast in power. I mean, I don't think it really matters. I think just the flight ability is really what's killing Saber here. Were that the case, it would be easy to defeat with Saber's invisible air alone. But it isn't the case. That Pegasus has existed since the Age of Gods, and has long since reached the level of a phantasmal. The horse is nearing the level of the dragon race, considering to be the strongest of all phantasmals. Why didn't you just bring in the dragon then? Just, full send it. Just saying. Love to see a dragon. At the very least, its defenses are probably already at the level of a dragon race, since Pegasus possesses divine protection that exceeds even Saber's, whose magic resistance is unparalleled. The way it glides through the air, trailing massive amounts of magical energy, is like a castle wall bearing down on Saber. It can't be possible to avoid or repel something like that. But something else is odd here. Rider simply summoned Pegasus, and it has no true name of its own. To Rider, Pegasus is little more than, say, a favorite dagger. And that means she has yet to use her noble phantasm. Does that also mean that if it's her favorite dagger, does that mean there are other daggers or mounts for her to ride? I'm very interested. I think Rider as a class is, I don't know, I find it cool, even though it's literally just get on animal, but what the animal could be is interesting to me. And that means she has yet to use her noble phantasm. I already read that. ... Even in her dire predicament, the possibility of defeat never enters Saber's mind. Instead, she thinks her chance will come when Rider really starts to get serious. It's time to get serious. Whatever Rider's noble phantasm may be, it'll have no trouble destroying a building like this. Yeah, I mean, it just ripped a hole right through the school, so I'm pretty sure it could do the same to any other building. She just needs to focus on defending herself, on staying alive. Then all she'll have to do is cut Rider down as soon as an opportunity presents itself. Where's Shinji? Because Shiro climbed all the way up here to get Shinji, and at least so far he's not been pointed out. Granted, big flying Pegasus probably takes more attention away. Yes, if only her master hadn't shown up. What? I look up towards the sky. Flapping wings. I hear flapping wings. Something, a paler and more blinding light than the light of the moon, hovers over me. Oh, was that an interlude? Was that supposed to be from Saber's perspective? I'm confused. Oh, we're about to make a decision, apparently. Okay. Something, Probably just what Shiro is going to do about the situation. It is a legendary mystic. I've only heard about a myth. We've already been over this. We just went over this. Please don't do a whole new synopsis about this. Okay. A Pegasus, a phantasmal, blah, 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 blah. The identity of Rider's noble phantasm. Oh, the Pegasus is the phantasm. Could that be what scorched the rooftop and forced Saber to her knees? I see that Rider is, as her class name suggests, riding a horse, tearing across the sky. What the? I shift my focus from Rider. I thought I heard something. Shinji! I know you're here, come on out! I can't tell how strong Rider is while she's on Pegasus. Currently a lot stronger than Saber, or at least has a meaningful advantage. All I can tell is that White Fiend has more magical energy in it than a few hundred mages could muster. Yeah, that thing old. No wonder the roof is a charred mess. That monster can destroy dang near anything around it just by running across it. If that thing charges from up in the sky, even Saber won't be able to avoid it. Quit hiding! I came here like you asked, so show yourself! It's a race against time. I need to defeat Shinji. If I defeat the Master, Rider will disappear. I hear laughter. Shinji must be hiding somewhere. Shinji! Did you see that, Emiya? This is the difference between my power and yours. Only his voice echoes. I fight down my impatience and try to focus on the sound of his laughter. Dang, the wind's so strong. I can't tell where the laughter's coming from. Sucks for you. This is what you get when you try to be all cool and act like it's all under control. Dumb butt. Now, do you understand that you have to go for the kill when you have the chance? Shinji. Don't rush. Let him talk. Let him talk all he wants. The more he talks, the better chance I have of finding him. But I'm not like that. You and your servant are done for. Here and now. But it's not like we're total strangers, you know. I still owe you one from yesterday, so I'll be merciful and kill you quickly. Oh, just rushes up right behind me and stabs me in my kidney. No, my kidney! Nah. This is bad. Pegasus, still high up in the sky, tips its head towards Saber. Shinji pops his head out of Pegasus's mouth. I've been here all along, you fool! The vortex of magical energy whirls faster as if it knows no limit. If that one thing comes at us at full speed, it'll blow the entire roof apart. Don't worry, Emiya. You were a bit of a speed bump along the way, but I'll make sure those morons at school join you soon. And if you're still lonely after all that, I'll send Sakura to join you too. Dude, you're even now, like, talking about just killing your sister. For what reason? None. Not really. Why you? Shinji. Go, Rider. Take the woman first. Don't leave a trace. Saber! A white comet streaks toward us. And at that moment, a storm rages around me. Saber! What? For the first time, she forgets her enemy in battle. She's furious with her master for walking into this death trap. Well, look, I was trying to help. I was going to get Shinji and all. But she's also angry with herself for failing to anticipate him doing so. All those thoughts are cast aside now. What else can she do? Even now, even in the midst of danger, she can only concern for her well-being in his eyes. Shiro? He's always been like this, actually. He may have understood that she was an exceptional knight, but that's never how he saw her. Yeah, he sees you as someone to protect. Same as always. It appears playtime is over, Saber. Ryder's giggling voice reaches her even now. Rider touches Pegasus' neck with both her hands, really strangling that beast, and the beast's wings beat harder. Okay, there could be many jokes made about strangling people and them kicking harder, but we're not gonna go there. My noble phantasm is powerful, but it is not suitable to be used on the ground. If I use it, it will draw attention. With other masters still around, I could not do so readily. But up here, there is no cause for worry. Did you understand that I brought you up you up here because it suited me? Something begins to form in Ryder's hands. It seems insignificant, really. A glittering golden rope. Oh, she's Wonder Woman with a horse. Is that your noble phantasm, Ryder? Yes. Distasteful, though, it is. My darling here is too kind, not fit for battle, and so I need something like this to get them in the mood. Pegasus lowers its head. Feral nature is not inborn within the creature itself, but coaxed from it by Ryder's touch. Ah, I love a good whipping. Nothing like whipping animals and animal cruelty, am I right? Am I right, guys? Begone, Saber. Begone, Saber. Even if you survive, your master has no chance. So long as your master dies, you will follow him, no? It is the inarguable truth. Ryder's noble phantasm will utterly destroy the roof. If she hurried, she might be able to carry Shiro away and escape, but Ryder won't stop at just destroying the rooftop. If you destroy the rooftop, won't you also kill Shinji? Just saying, maybe you shouldn't do this. If she hurried, she might be able to carry Shiro away and escape, but Ryder won't stop at just destroying the rooftop. Her master is not strong enough to survive a collapsing building. No, I don't think many humans are. Meaning to protect her master, she will have to destroy her enemy, Pegasus and all. She doesn't have time to think about whether this is the right thing to do. Saber glance. I mean, as you've already put out, it's the only thing you can really do. So, therefore, it is the right thing to do in this circumstance. Is it perfect? No. Saber glances one final time at her master, still some distance from her. He's doing his best to fill his role simply by gritting his teeth and keeping back. Ah, yes. Love that. Oh, wind. The last of her hesitation fades. What is ahead no longer matters. All that matters is this moment, and in it, she must be the master's blade, and defeat the enemy that they now face. Go, Ryder. Get that woman first. Don't leave any trace of her. I hear the jarring, grating shout. In that moment, Pegasus ascends higher and vanishes from sight. Oh joy, that'll make it so much easier to swing at when it swoops down. Yay. Pegasus flies up into the air. It's already lost its form. It rises up as if to shoot through the moon, and then continues its arc by flapping its wings, powering itself down toward the ground. It's like a bullet that weighs like several hundred pounds. The blazing white comet streaks downward. Oh, so that's what we saw in the school, was Pegasus just going really, really fast. It becomes an arrow of searing white light, but Ryder continues urging it on. There's only one target. It intends to annihilate its enemy entirely, and the isolated garden in the sky along with it. Pedro. She speaks his name. The noble phantasm is the miracle that is released by speaking its true name. Yeah, I don't know of a Pegasus by that name in mythology. Granted, I don't know any Pegasus name. Fun! It is divine lightning. Bye-bye rooftop. A thunderous flash. There's no emotion in her eyes as she looks on. You said nobody would see from this vantage, didn't you, Ryder? The wind unfurls from her blade. It becomes a storm. Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna do a melee thing to a flying thing, wind would be a great way of throwing it off. That's something in Pokemon, like, I get in Pokemon, like, the flying attacks. But if you think about it, you're really doing, like, wind attacks. If you throw a hurricane at a bird, that bird's not living. Like, its wings are getting all sorts of torn up. It's not going to be able to fly. And that, like, electricity as a weakness also makes sense. But I think flying versus flying, like, it should be weak against itself. Kind of like how dragon types are weak against themselves. That doesn't really matter. That's neither here nor there. Becomes a storm. Who's saying this? I agree. There's no need to worry about destroying the ground from so high up. The seal is broken. Layers of wind unfold from her blade. What about my safety? Her sword is finally visible. Hero, I would just start running back down the staircase. A storm rages before my eyes. The white light descends upon the rooftop. Saber, though she is the sole focus of that light, doesn't move. Also, how have we not found Shinji yet? Like, it's a big open rooftop with just a single little building sticking up out of it. The only other place that Shinji could be is on the other side of the building, if you cannot see him currently. Saber! The raging wind, she's the source. No, not Saber herself, her sword. I like the music that just popped in. I can't believe what I'm seeing. The blade should be invisible, but there it is. Oh, this is our first time seeing her sword. I know I've used her sword in thumbnails and stuff, but this is our first time actually seeing it. Like unwrapping bandages, the wind slowly coils away from her blade. Oh, and it turns... Oh, gold. Okay, cool. A golden sword? The wind rages on. The multiple layers of seals peel away. The bands of wind dissolve into the air. She readies her now visible sword and turns back towards Pegasus as it dives towards her. So we have a comet versus a tornado, in essence. Which shall win? I really like this music. Rider approaches as a brilliant flare of light. Bellerophon is now large enough to engulf the entire rooftop and is only picking up speed to destroy us, building and all. This got very intense very quickly, I will say. The bridle of chivalry lights up the rooftop. ... Time stops. In the face of inescapable destruction, my mind goes blank. But the light is not coming from the bridle of chivalry. What is the bridle of chivalry, exactly? Is that Bellerophon? The light churns and builds upon itself. The light of Rider's mount is brilliant, but it can't hold a candle to the purity I see in this one. The purity of Saber! Saber is holding the ultimate sacred sword that has collected the lights of the stars. Yeah, so she's Arthur. I think I've said it a couple of times. I only know that because of Fate Zero, but she's King Arthur, but a woman. Nothing wrong with that, though. Just not the way that character is typically depicted in fiction. Or in legend. But cool, we get a reveal finally of her. Imagine witnessing this from, like, the ground, just being like, wow, there's a comet about to 9/11 that building. And then all of a sudden you see, like, an atomic bomb go off on the top of the building to meet up with said comet. A single line of brilliant light. It's a blade of light, shearing through everything it touches. The beam of light destroys Rider utterly as it cleaves through the clouds and disappears into the night sky. Most likely. If that sword had been used on the ground, it would have carved a trail of devastation through the city. Her sword is not unseeable. It simply does not reveal itself. It is the golden sword that captivates all who behold it, with a true name of surpassing fame. Excalibur, the sword of promised victory. Is victory promised? Is it? Can we lose? A sword that is said to have existed in England, a sword wielded by the king, who has become the very symbol of knighthood. The strongest of the servant's noble phantasms, sealed by several bounded fields. Oh! Okay. Why? Okay. Why does it need to be sealed? Well, I guess, like, if you're wielding that at all times, just willy-nilly. Not willy-nilly. There's a lot of power there. It needs to be sealed away for practical purposes. That is Saber's proof of her place as a hero. It's really cool. Really cool reveal. Silence falls over the rooftop. The wind has died down, and not as much as a breeze whispers across the rooftop. I was expecting, even though there's not been a single, like, what's it called? Cutscene, like, actual video, except for the opening, like, song to the game. I don't know. I feel like a cutscene would have been really fitting there. A little animation. But I guess that kind of defeats the purpose of visual novel. The wind has died down, and not so much as a breeze whispers across the rooftop. ... I stand dazed in place. I can't approach Saber. I'm still too confused to act. Or maybe I'm just captivated by her sword. I love the sword. I want to lick the sword. My mind is racing, and I can't seem to think of much that makes sense. Why does she have that sword? Dude, put 2 and 2 together. Who's the only person who would have that sword? That golden sword belongs to a famous knightly king. Everyone knows who. Well, maybe it was a queen and not a king. As I try to figure out how she came to have something like that, I realize my mind is doing everything it can to deny the simplest of the possible answers. I don't need to be making all these assumptions. That sword's always been hers, and that's why her true name is so easy to figure out. The owner of that sacred sword can only have one name. Saber remains motionless where she stands. I should approach her, but my body won't listen. I've been told so many times that Saber is a heroic spirit. What if there's someone that, like, genuinely just doesn't know who Arthur is? Like, never has heard that legend before? I mean, people in the East, I don't know if... maybe they would. Like, I mean, Arthurian legend is very much a Western thing, but could definitely be heard in Eastern culture as well. But now that I've seen for myself that she is indeed a great hero of the past, I hesitate to even get closer to her. But, the reason I was saying that was, imagine someone, like, playing this game and be like, I have no clue who this could be. Like, okay, bud. Ah! I hear a shriek. Something is burning in the shadows. I turn to look. I see a burning book slowly dissolving into a pile of ash and... it's burning! My command spells are burning! I see Shinji cringing as he watches the book burn. Shinji! He must have realized how much trouble he's in now that Ryder has been defeated. I mean, he's basically out of the game, right? There's no point to killing him. I mean, other than him being just a huge jerkbag, but, you know, I don't think Shiro would needlessly kill. Shinji turns and sprints toward the exit from the rooftop. And we'll figure out how we deal with him in the next episode. This has been a really eventful one. That was a really cool battle sequence, obviously, because it's the most conclusive one. I'm guessing Ryder's dead, which, honestly, I don't know. It kind of stinks for me, because I was really enjoying her, and I feel like we got so little of her. But someone has to be the first to die, and, you know, the most obvious villain is who Shiro's going to target first. So it makes sense that she would be the first kill. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!